Okay, let's continue to the second part. If I remember, this time we should meet Polina and talk to her. I assume it's still gonna happen and it's gonna be different, completely different. It's been 7 days since the lieutenant visited our class. At first glance, everything was still the same. The forest still held out its gnarly claws toward the village, and the wind whipped up white flags waved from powdery snow every night. When my parents argued in the other room, I would turn up the TV's volume to silence their muffled voices and sit close to Olya. Vova's and Simeon's photos were still 2 black spots on the notice board, and round-faced Senya hasn't returned home too. But something did change. I could see how different the looks of my classmates were. They met me with a new portion of pokes and insults. Contempt, mockery, and loneliness became my faithful companions. But most importantly, a shadow slid across my desk, leaving behind a mysterious note. Okay, so yeah, I really hope it's gonna be a conversation with Polina and not suddenly Romka calling me out to some dark place and just beating me. Me, Anton. But like, it's so different. I mean, in Alisa's route, everyone is afraid of him. Kinda, and he's on friendly terms with Romka and Biasha, and here he's like completely alone. I glanced into the space between rows, but the messenger was already nowhere to be found. Who sent me this note? What could this carefully ripped out and neatly folded piece of paper be hiding from me? More threats and humiliation, or... I took the piece of paper and carefully inhaled the wafting aroma. Blackberry. Yeah, okay. I'll be waiting at the cul-de-sac near the dressing room. Come alone. Anna. Heart sign. Inside was a message in beautiful handwriting. I'm waiting at a dead end near the dressing room. Come alone. I mean, it's kind of bothering me that this, in English it's not the same. I mean, if it was written in Russian, they can translate it how they want, but like, just weird a bit, sorry. Drawing on the sudden call, I immediately started walking, looking over my shoulder from time to time, making sure nobody is following me. Even though I suspected it could be another trap set by Romka and Biasha at first, this buzzing thought soon left my mind. The two of them didn't have enough combined brain power to fake Polina's note so carefully. I didn't even notice how I almost broke into a run and jumped around the corner. Boom! As soon as I did that, I rammed into somebody inside a dark nook.
Oi!
Like a magic bird, a green notebook glided to my feet. Polina puffed her cheeks in exaggerated anger.
Петров! Да ты совсем зрение потерял.
I fixed my glasses. My nearsightedness wasn't that embarrassing anymore. I bent down and picked up the notebook.
Прости, я так торопился. Ты меня ждала? Что случилось?
Okay, I think it's the same line. Sorry, I was in a rush. Were you waiting for me? Did something happen? Yeah, it's the same, I think. Polina's attitude changed from fake anger to softness. She stood there silent, probably picking out the right words. She had a worried and sad look in her eyes, as if she hoped that I'd continue this conversation and stop us from drowning in this awkward silence. But I didn't say a word, I was just staring at her trembling lips. Finally, Polina heaved a deep sigh and started talking meekly.
Антон, скажи, ты на меня сильно злишься?
Okay, now this is gonna be different. Anton, tell me, are you bad at me? I couldn't reply before she continued.
Ох, ну конечно сильно. Что за дурацкий вопрос такой?
Of course you are. What's with this stupid question?
Прости, пожалуйста, я не хотела, чтобы так вышло, честно.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen, honestly.
Когда Пятифанов, этот изверг, пнул ту собачку...
When that abuser kicked the doggy...
Это словно и не я была, понимаешь?
Okay, so it wasn't his imagination. She actually reacted like that. It felt like I wasn't myself, you know? Okay, I really hope it's not an act and she actually feels like that. She sniffed, and even though it was already quite dark outside, I could notice her ocean-colored eyes sparkle.
Да, так нельзя.
I know that it's wrong.
Нельзя смеяться над тем, как издеваются над животными.
It's wrong laughing at animal abuse.
Не знаю даже, что ты обо мне подумал.
I don't even want to think what your opinion of me must be.
Но я ничего не могу с собой поделать, Антон!
But I just can't help it, Anton.
Стоит мне подумать о дедушке, что он пережил в тот день, когда на него напала эта стая бродячих псов, как...
As soon as I remember Grandpa and the horrors he had to endure on the night when he got attacked by the pack of stray dogs,
Как мой разум словно затуманивается.
my mind becomes foggy. Polina's notebook in my hand was still waiting for me to return it to its rightful owner, but I just couldn't find the right moment to do that.
Ты, наверное, считаешь, что я чокнутая, да?
You probably think I'm crazy, right? I mean, I'm actually happy that this is the way she said that, because like it's kind of understandable why she's like that when she has only her grandpa with her, and he could have died because of pack of stray dogs. But at least like she understands it's wrong, so she looked at me with hopeful eyes while I was absent-mindedly going over all the crazy stuff that my subconscious was producing lately. I clearly wasn't qualified to judge someone's sanity.
Мне не всегда удается себя контролировать.
Sometimes I just can't control myself.
Но я точно не причинила бы кому-то вреда, слышишь?
But I'd never harm anyone, you hear?
Не то что этот садист Ромка.
Not like that sadist, Romka.
Антон, прошу, держись от него подальше.
Please, stay away from him, Anton. I mean, probably he would. But here's the thing. The moment he gets closer to Polina, Romka will be there to punish him for that. Something clicked in my head. I stared at Polina with suspicion.
Неделю назад, во время драки, ты называла его по-другому.
You called him differently a week ago when we were fighting.
Ромочкой.
Romachka. Basically, this is like a friendly way to call him. Like, very friendly.
Скажи, вы что, встречаетесь?
Say, are you two dating? Oh wow, that was blunt. Polina jolted as if struck by lightning.
Еще чего? Этот урод ко мне приклеился, как банный лист.
No way, that asshole is stuck to me like a leech.
Такие, как он, не то что намеков. Грубых слов не понимают.
Okay, so now it makes me really happy that last time I chose not to help him when he wanted to like do the trick to make her into him, even though I don't think it would work either way. People like him are not even deterred by direct insults. Her voice became calmer when she noticed the bruises and cuts on my face.
Прости еще раз, что так вышло.
Again, I'm very sorry that happened.
Но я правда надеялась, что смогу помочь тебе.
I really thought I would be able to help you.
Зря я поверила, что у таких подонков может быть какой-то там кодекс чести.
It was my mistake to think that bastards like them can have any sorts of moral code.
Вот, у меня есть для тебя подарок.
Here, I have a present for you. What? She unbuttoned the top of her jacket and instantly got embarrassed after noticing my stunned look. Okay, I'm confused. Okay, what's that? Then she took an amulet on a thick leather thread with a big animal claw off her neck and held it out to me.
Этот оберег подарил мне дедушка.
Okay, so that's what's going on. Grandpa gifted me this charm.
Говорит, он помогает от всяких бесноватых и одержимых.
He said that it helps against crazy and possessed.
Он ему от одного шамана достался.
He got him from a certain shaman. I think it should be he got it from a certain shaman.
Можешь не верить, но когда дедушка забыл его надеть, с ним и случилось то несчастье.
You don't have to believe me, but the tragedy that befell him happened on the only day when he forgot to wear it. I snuck another glance at the intensely scratched claw of an unknown beast.
А чей он? Ну, в смысле, коготь.
And who did it belong to? The claw, I mean.
Даже не знаю.
I don't know.
Может быть, медведя, а может и тигра.
A bear or a tiger, maybe?
Кого только не встретишь в нашем лесу.
You can find all sorts of animals in our forest. True that.
В любом случае, пожалуйста, прими вместе с моими извинениями.
Anyway, please accept it along with my sincere apology. Okay, so I can actually refuse to that or take it. Yeah, I will take it. I mean, I really want to believe her that she is actually not acting.
Если для тебя это так важно.
Well, if this is so important for you,
Хорошо, давай попробуем начать все с чистого листа.
alright, let's try to start over. Oh god, he will be beaten hard for that, isn't he? I carefully took hold of the amulet with my free hand. It emanated Polina's warmth and the charming aroma of blackberry. I hung it around my neck and hid it under the collar of my shirt. Along with this gift, I got a weird feeling of determination as if this amulet would be able to change my life. Polina and I smiled at the same time, both of us feeling the ice wall between us slowly thaw.
Спасибо, Антон.
Thank you, Anton.
Для меня это действительно много значит.
This really means a lot to me. Polina studied me with her eyes and clicked her tongue.
А знаешь, на что ты похож, Антоша?
Okay, now that happened in Alisa's route as well. Like this line.
На блюзовую импровизацию.
Yeah. I blinked in bewilderment.
Это как?
Для меня все люди с чем-то ассоциируются.
И для меня, но не с музыкой же.
Вот как раз с музыкой. Бывают люди гитарные соло, или барабанный бой, или военный марш, как наша Лилия Павловна. А ты такой задумчивый, таинственный, иногда немного печальный. Ты точно блюз.
Well, here it makes a lot of sense why he's sad when you basically outcast in your school and getting bullied and threatened by freaking gopniks.
А почему импровизация?
А это когда слушатель не догадывается, куда свернет мелодия, какой темп возьмет.
Of course, some of the things Polina said went completely over my head, but I couldn't stop looking at her smile. Light like a breeze in May, and her eyes deep and blue.
Чтобы распознать в тебе музыку, нужен опыт и вкус. Это не какая-то там эстрада.
Я, наверное, вообще не знаю, что такое этот блюз.
Polina gasped and frowned, which made her look even more beautiful. She's like, you didn't just say that.
Не произноси при мне такие слова. Я тебе обязательно дам кассету. Раньше мне дедушка из города столько музыки привозил. И джаз, и свинг, и классику. Это он подметил, что у меня склад ума, как у музыканта. Я еще совсем маленькой пыталась на бумаге записать звуки природы. Пение дождя, леса.
Эх, мне бы твои уши.
А мне бы твои глаза.
I tensed up, worried that she was making fun of me, but Polina shook her head.
Да-да, я серьезно. У тебя глаза художника. Смотришь на вещи и фиксируешь их. Я так не умею.
Oh, and here's Katya. Katya walked past us with Katya walked past us with her trademark frosty glare. We dove into the shadows, trying to escape it.
Теперь понимаешь, почему мы тут прячемся? Вот из-за таких, как она.
А Катька какая мелодия.
Polina flashed me a slight smile.
Скрип несмазанных дверных петель.
Actually
Знаешь,
makes
такой
sense.
мерзкий дискант.
I giggled, covering my mouth. There's no way she didn't hear that. Katya didn't hear our whispers, but she suddenly glanced over her shoulder, clearly annoyed. A moment later, she sighed and went her way. I remembered about the notebook I was still clutching in my hand. I turned it in my hands. Instead of subject name, the front side had the name of the owner and 2 words, friends only.
Любопытной Варваре кое-что оторвали.
Okay, now I suddenly realize that something doesn't make sense. It says friends only, right? But it does have something written by Romka and I think Biasha as well. And the way she talk about them, it's like it's not really friendly. Or were they friends before? I don't know. Now that is a bit suspicious, actually.
Прости, это анкета?
Заполнял когда-нибудь?
Угу.
I lied that I had. In reality, girl classmates from my previous school had never asked me to fill their questionnaires. It was quite upsetting. I mean, it was a girl hobby. You just answer a set of standard questions about your favorite actors and colors, but entrusting someone with such a notebook was the sign of friendship. And maybe of something even more, something I only had a vague idea about.
Хочешь, заполни мою?
My heartbeat quickened.
Хочу, спасибо.
Polina giggled.
А хотя... Там же столько секретов.
Yeah, like Romka, writing stuff.
Наверное, лучше тебе не знать, о чем мы, девочки, думаем.
She reached for the notebook, playing with me. I tossed my finding into my free hand. Polina tried to intercept my move. Her hair briefly touched my face, tickling my nose with its silky locks. I sensed an aroma that immediately filled the whole world, fragrant, alluring, lively. If only I could picture it, steal it for myself. I felt dizzy, but I gathered myself and spoke in a voice reminiscent of Lieutenant Tikhonov.
Ваша анкета является важнейшей уликой, и я вынужден временно изъять ее для изучения.
Polina covered her mouth, that rounded in fake horror.
И что мне грозит за сокрытие улик?
Следствие покажет.
Сдаюсь, товарищ милиционер. Только обещайте ничего не читать. Здесь содержатся секретные сведения.
Боюсь, что мне все-таки придется выяснить, не влюблен ли кто в гражданина Петрова.
I'm really not sure if it is in Anton's character to talk like that. I mean, I don't know, he seems to be too shy for that, actually. Polina burst out laughing and pressed herself against my chest, showering me with the aroma of her hair and the milky skin that looked almost transparent, with tiny threads of veins running under it. Her whisper was hot, like a piece of butter sizzling on a pan.
Тогда поклянитесь, что не станете разглашать информацию.
Честная милицейская.
А теперь, Антоша, самое время поторопиться.
Okay, and now I think we'll have something else as well. Like after the class, I remember he met with Biasha and Romka. And I assume this Like in Polina's route, it's also gonna happen, but it's gonna be different, completely different, dang it. I took out the notebook during class. With utmost care, as if it was some sort of fragile treasure. Skimmed through it, reading into the other people's preferences. I was quite surprised to discover Romka's jerky handwriting inside. His letters bulged out of the cells as if embarrassed by their shapelessness. Reason Romka found time for something so silly? Okay, dude, I'm pretty sure here his reaction should be different. Polina actually told him that they are not friends. She basically despises him. And still, Romka actually wrote something. I think he should have said something about that, and by him I mean Anton. I chuckled into my fist after I found out that Romka's favorite cartoon is not even Darkwing Duck but DuckTales. Somewhere in the distance, a teacher was reciting pieces of Andreev's Snapper. I paid them no mind. Polina's page was decorated with flower drawings and clippings from the Cool Girl magazine. Her favorite musician is Schubert. Her best friend is her grandpa. Her hobby is not violin like I expected, but a much more mysterious listening. Can such a mundane process really be someone's hobby? I looked at Polina over the heads of other students. She was focused on taking notes. I flipped the pages until I found a blank one and armed myself with a pen. Okay, I actually thought I saw Biasha's one here. Or, no, probably it was just probably I did not remember it correctly, sorry. Anton Petrov, class 6B. Sorry. Yeah, okay, sorry about that. Yeah, okay. It took a long time to decide on my favorite musician until a trendy pop band, Carmen, came to mind with the cool dancers in their music videos. Favorite holiday? This one's easy, New Year's. My hobby is drawing. My dream? Going to Disneyland, I guess. My hero. My hand moved on its own, writing that. Okay, sorry, dang, what's going on with me, sorry. I stopped on those two letters. What if those who read this after me will find my answer laughable and stupid? After thinking for a bit, I decided that not everything should be disclosed on paper. That's how Da turned into Spider-Man. Spelling was wrong, but who cares? Your biggest fear, huh? I immediately wrote, losing a person who's dear to me. Your phone number? No secret here, 30395. Your favorite cartoon? Transformers. Your best friend? I hesitated, gnawing on the pen's cap. Your best friend? I read the question out loud. It was easy, but at the same time, very important. My answer consisted of 3 letters, and I filled them in the cells with care. You. You, I repeated when running out of the school. Yeah, I have a bad feeling. Refreshing frosty air made my cheeks turn beet red. It was bright outside, and the sun looked like a holy egg yolk. The road looked as if it was silvered. The snow sparkled under the sunlight. I smiled, squinting from the blinding whiteness. There was also something magical in my chest that beckoned me. Because friendship can grow into something bigger. Yeah, that is different. Like, you can actually see by the way Biasha talks to him that here they are definitely not friends. Hey, what's up with the stupid grin? Well, I'm not saying that in the other one they are actually real friends, but at least they are on friendly terms. My numb lips immediately shrank. Biasha was shuffling his feet in the middle of the yard, his boots restless on the ice.
Я не тяну.
It's not a grin. I tried to go around him, to no avail. Lady Fortune waved me goodbye, disappearing in the early twilight.
Торопишься на?
In a hurry, eh?
Немного. Меня папа ждет.
A little bit. Dad is waiting for me.
Я ему тиркну на пейджер, что ты не придешь на.
I'll shoot him a pager message that you're not coming, eh? Yeah, pager. That's like... so 90s. I guess people that are like... people that were born, I guess, in 2000s don't even know what the hell is that thing. My eyes flinched unwittingly. My skin dampened.
Идем, к тебе дельце есть.
Let's go, eh? We have a small business to discuss. I felt chills run all over my body. I didn't like the sounds of that small business. Those words, accompanied by spitting, normally hid very dark deeds underneath them. Strangers that used to call our old apartment used to say, "Get your old man, we have a small business to discuss." Dasha turned around. He looked like an astronaut in the side hood. If I were to imagine him as a sound, he'd be a deafening whistle, a signal given by someone who stands watch. To my demise, there was nobody at the backyard. Apart from the grim-faced Romka, he stood there, his feet wide apart, with his right hand hidden behind his back. Romka's dry lips were tightly pursed. He kept shooting glances at me as he looked around. From the bottom of my heart, I hoped that Romka hadn't seen me together with Polina. Probably he did.
Привел на.
There he is, eh?
Вижу.
I can see that.
Ну здорово, Антоша.
Okay, the way he said Antosha means he actually know about that. Well, hello there, Antosha.
Что тебе нужно?
What do you want? He slowly took out a thin, carnivorously shiny blade from behind his back. A knife, the steel butterfly of death that flies toward the victim's heartbeat. Dude, I stepped back instinctively and rammed my back into Basha. Romka's minion pushed me back.
А мы с Бешей хотели узнать,
We wanted to know,
ты не держишь на нас обиду?
do you have any hard feelings for me or Basha? Romka started picking on his yellow nail, looking at me with an evil smirk on his face.
Ну, там, в лесу. Мы были немного грубы с тобой.
I don't believe you. Well, there in the forest, we kinda roughed you up.
Сам понимаешь, такое у нас воспитание.
It's just our poor upbringing, you know?
Да, до вас, городских, далеко.
Yeah, not as cultured as you, city folk.
Вот порой нас и заносит.
So we get feisty sometimes. I know that my eyes glued to the knife.
Скажи, Антоша,
Say, Antosha,
я тебя в последний раз не сильно огрел?
did I by any chance go too hard on you last time?
Да нет.
Not really?
Ну и славно.
Wonderful.
А то я затревожился, что память тебе отбил. И ты запамятовал, о чем мы втолковывали.
Dude, he knows. I almost got worried that I damaged your brain and you forgot about the lesson I taught you.
Я помню.
I remember. The blade glowed under the setting sun and Romka's eyes had the same evil glow. He stepped toward me. His knife traveled inches away from my coat. One movement and steel would cut into the cloth. And if he pushes deeper...
Нам одна птичка напела. Ты опять возле Полины отирался?
A little bird told us, Katya, that you were snooping about Polina again. I was so scared that it took me a while to remember who Polina was. My brain was malfunctioning, my knees were shaking. Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised. Suddenly, our class rep slowly walked up to Romka from behind.
О, смотрю, мальчики, вы нашли общий язык.
She's actually enjoying that. I see you boys are getting along quite well.
За мной должок, Катька.
I owe you one, Katya.
Ой, не благодари, Ромочка. Я всегда на страже настоящей любви.
Ah, man, she's so annoying. Oh, no need to thank me, Romachka. I'm always fighting for true love.
Да-да-да.
Yes, yes, yes. I'll kill you, I swear. Okay, now actually, if she's going to disappear in this playthrough as well, just as in Alisa's one, it actually makes way more sense why it has to be her.
Так, я не слышу. Ты к Полине подходил или нет?
I can't hear you. Were you near Polina or not?
Мы так болтали.
Well, we didn't hang out or anything. Well, he said like, well, we chatted for a bit.
Болтать будешь кишками, когда я тебе брюхо вскрою.
The only thing hanging out here will be your guts when I cut open your stomach. The blade slid across my sleeve with its dull side and reached my collar. The wind made my face cold, but a bit of sweat still trickled from my temple.
Наверное, мне надо объяснить так, чтобы ты понял.
I guess I need to explain it in a way you'll understand. The split-up handle and the blade spun in dangerous dance, just like helicopter blades that sweep away everything in their way. I tried to dodge, but after taking a step backward, I slipped and fell on my butt. If waiting for this opportunity, Polina's amulet lunged from under the collar toward the blade. The leather cord prevented the claw from piercing the assailant's neck, and the charm fell to my chest with a thud. I expected to be cut so badly that I'd end up choking on my own blood, but for some reason Romka just stood there, staring at me. He had his knife ready to cut, but his eyes were fixated on the bauble hanging from my neck. He growled something evil under his breath. Polina's gift was driving Romka crazy, but it tied his hands at the same time. Okay, like this is the actual magic amulet? What is going on? The pause lasted so unnaturally long that it made Basha frown in confusion. The sound of a creaking window opening up came from above. Stefanov. The rush brought by adrenaline faded away, and the piercing pain escaped my mouth in the form of a pitiful scream. Romka came to his senses when I was already far away, so he shouted his dreadful warning at my back.
Попробуй еще раз позабудь!
Don't you dare forget again.
Антоша!
Antosha, damn boy. Okay, he survived. Damn, but that was expected. Screw you, Katya. The aftertaste of horrible water I drank down my meds with lingered in my mouth. My thoughts were focused on Polina. Okay, here we go, yeah. This part again. I wandered around the house, feeling intoxicated, and nodded to everything my sister said without trying to discern her words. So basically she's talking about a story she read about someone going to school like Anton. Olya was talking non-stop, at times lifting up her arms and laughing, only to then suddenly go quiet and give me Mom's signature gnarly look. I was yanked out of the prison of my own mind, where seething thoughts pecked at my brain like harpies, stopping me from coming back to reality. I stepped back. Olya looked like a mini version of our mom right now. Well, to be precise, she looked like the person Mom turned into when we moved here, with her intimidating posture and her eyebrows directed toward the ceiling.
Ты меня не слушал, так?
She tried spitting spitting out those words at me, copying facial expressions of the person she spent almost all of her free time with. For a moment, I felt like the light Olya excluded all these years waned and wavered in the wind of prolonged changes. Very soon, my beautiful princess will turn into the dragon that was once guarding her prison tower. The thought was much scarier to me than any other horror sneaking up to me from the future.
Оля, прости. Ты же не сердишься, правда? Я просто задумался.
I looked around the room, my gaze jumping from one object to another, like a hungry beast, trying to find anything that could distract Olya.
А давай в приставку поиграем.
Olya pouted, but there was a spark of interest in her small emerald eyes. The Snow Queen's eye shard inside them started tearing.
А как же второй джойстик? Не работает же. А папе починить некогда.
Можем из пистолета пострелять. В ковбоев или уток, хочешь?
Ты лучше меня играешь.
Okay, I wonder if it's actually gonna be different, like Olya's part.
Да ладно тебе. Пойди целый день тренировалась, пока меня дома не было.
Olya burst out laughing. Her heart was warm once again.
А как ты догадался? Я сейчас знаешь, какая меткая. Считай, уже проиграл.
Не на того напала. Включай скорее.
Well, I'm going to lose again. Okay, let's see. I think I have everything right. Okay, I hid Simon's signet ring in my desk's drawer. I was still unsure whether I did the right thing by stealing a crucial piece of evidence from the police. You definitely did the wrong thing. Then I relocated to my sister's room. Little Olya jumped over the TV set and after flicking the power switch, started blindly feeling around the backside of the futon, trying to plug the console's cable into the antenna input. Okay, that is like... For me that was so long ago, I don't really remember how to do that anymore, I guess. Bits of TV shows started flashing on the CRT screen when I armed myself with the remote to look for the channel with the sought-after dandy signal.
Что дома интересного происходило?
It was a mundane question for me. I didn't put any actual meaning behind it. But Olya's expression suddenly changed. She lost all of the childish nonchalantness she worked so hard to acquire before.
Оль, что-то случилось?
Oh yeah, that weird story about parents. My sister managed to put the cable in its place and started brushing off her dust-covered hand. She was clearly looking for the courage to continue the conversation.
Мама,
Olya went silent, and for a moment I thought I saw tears welling up in her eyes.
у нее опять был этот страшный.
My sister looked at me with wet eyes.
Приступ.
This had happened before, but it was a rare occasion. Now that we'd moved to this godforsaken place, Mom's fits rose in frequency.
Папа принес большую рыбу. Она в газету была завернута и пахла так.
Yeah, the story is just...
Опять начала злиться. Потом взяла нож.
Olya squirmed, looking fearfully out of the window.
Мы начали громко ругаться.
I froze, imagining my little sister so small and unnoticeable, standing in the kitchen doorway. She wasn't even trying to hide. Our parents just paid her no mind at all.
Потом мама ударила. Вот так.
Olya slightly moved her fist downward, imitating a strike.
Рыбу. Она была живая тоже. Ей было больно. А мама...
easy to imagine what happened next. The writhing fish with a blade between its fins squirted some foul-smelling musk into Mom's face. Whenever Dad got this close to my mom, be it when a person was hit by a bus in front of us and their blood was smeared all over the windshield, or when Grandpa chopped off a chicken's head, Mom would always get into a weird, dreadful fit. Damn, this is crazy. This is like Japanese horror story crazy. Her eyes would roll over. She would fall on her face like a freshly cut tree and started writhing just like that agonizing fish, turning over chairs and blurting out bits of scary sentences.
Папа, он ей помог?
Ola shuddered as if just remembering it pained her.
Да, но вначале... Он засмеялся тоже. Так страшно, когда увидел, что память плохо.
I really want to know what is going on in this family.
А потом вдруг заплакал.
Ola's story made me raise an eyebrow. It seems like the forest oozing badness had not only completely consumed our mom, but also infected our strong and courageous dad. I quickly stepped toward Ola and locked her in a tight embrace. She dug her face into my chest and I could feel my shirt becoming wet.
Зачем они так издеваются друг над другом тоже? Они сумасшедшие.
Man, it still seems like it's an eye. I stuttered, unable to justify the actions of our parents. I had ran out of words and all I could do was hug Ola even tighter. Okay, even though I knew this gonna happen, it still was... dang it. And I will say this again. This head, even now, still looks creepy as hell. I remember when I was a little kid, every time I was watching like the first Russia's TV channel, and some shows were starting with this thing, I was like, no, I'm not watching. This is just scary. For a kid. Ola screamed and hid behind me.
Переключи скорей!
No matter how many times she saw this intro, she would always react the same, just like when she saw that owl. I mean, I also got goosebumps every time this ghostly face appeared on the screen, so I immediately complied with my sister's request. Okay, now let's play. Yeah, okay, once again I'm going to lose on purpose. Finally, the game selection screen showed up for the cartridge that was bundled with the console. Too bad most of the names here were just different levels of the same game. I picked up the grey rectangular controller and started looking around the pixel letters to find the familiar English word for duck. Background music from the menu suited Ola's mind and she asked in a calm voice.
А как твои дела в школе?
Я с одной девочкой подружился.
Okay, that's different. I became friends with a girl.
А она красивая?
Is she pretty? I got embarrassed.
Ну, я не знаю.
Well, I don't know.
Ты засмущался. Значит, очень красивая.
Ha, you're red. Ha, you're red. She must be very pretty.
Перестань, Оль.
Stop it, Ola.
Влюбился.
You got a crush on her.
Оля, блин, сейчас не буду с тобой играть.
Ola, keep acting like this and I won't play with you.
Да я пошутила.
Haha, I was joking.
А ты нас познакомишь?
Will you introduce us?
Ну, может быть.
Maybe.
Как ее зовут?
And what's her name?
Полина.
Polina.
А ты покраснел.
You turned red again.
А где вы будете жить, когда поженитесь?
Ah, man, kids. Where will you live when you get married?
Мы будем играть или нет?
Are we playing or not? I plugged the light gun into the second controller port, listening to my sister's laughs.
Тюря первая.
Okay, so let's lose to her, and then I will finish this part. I think just like the last time. Like Alyssa's route. 3,000. Okay, I will hit some of them. Okay, 2. Well, that's enough for now. Up. Yeah, okay. I tried, okay? Oh no, I'm such a noob! Don't let me play.
Отпинта!
Okay. It's funny that I actually have an option to rage quit. I think she has like 8,000? Oopsie. Oopsie, I'm actually so close to you.
Хорош, почти как я.
Oh wait, oh, she actually have 7,000. Nice, almost as good as me. Wait, do I actually have a option to draw it? Okay, 13,000. Okay, here they are actually pretty fast. Okay, maybe I'll try to hit some of them. Okay. Dang it. Yeah, okay, she won.
Пиф-паф, ой-ой-ой, умирает зайчик мой. Ты проиграл, Тоша.
Okay, I'm not sure if I actually said this on Alisa's route about what she said right now. This is like famous stuff that, famous, well-known stuff that kids saying. It's basically like bang bang and they are dead, right? But like what she says and they are dead, she says, and the bunny is dead. Like my bunny is dying. I wonder if it's actually like a reference to him being a bunny as well. Too bad like in English I don't see it here. Would be cool.
Anton!
Okay, my mom only managed to get through me on her 3rd attempt. Okay, so I will finish the second part here. Okay, this one was a lot more different, so we had a different conversation with Polina and then got in trouble for that. Luckily, Anton escaped from Romka, but yeah, that's gonna be interesting. So I hope you enjoyed so far. Take care and see you next time.